So, yeah, due to some technical issues, I had to remake the stream. And yeah, in between, I also forgot to change my own lineup, my own teams. And yeah, that's why I lost with my first team uh, against Fiona. I honestly planned to use Fiona as well, but yeah, I screwed it up. At least I can now focus on commenting and don't have to care about the fight itself and the strategy. So now we see Goodlad versus Archil, who's also a new opponent in our top 8 battle, with an Tazar versus Fiona battle. And so far, this dungeon Tazar wrecks Fiona or goes Fiona team, even though he had some immunity from Fawn with 3-star and Priest. Yeah, but the power difference was a bit too high. After that, we will see Sebo versus Lulu and Kamecuba versus Exeter. Just have to check it. Yeah, so now it's working. So Sebo's teams are well known. His Griffinheart, his Adela, and his Fiona team, mixed with some Inferno units and Gorgon. Lulu uses Fiona team with Inferno and some Conflux, Dark Elemental 3-star, and Priest 4-star, also Ice Demon with 6 stars, and some Inferno units also added Leopard Stone tank. And besides that, he has a Castle Metal team with Cove, with fully awakened, second awakened Dragon Archer, which is not that bad, but it lacks really good HP lock, which almost all other second awakening has. And besides that, he has a Melodia, which is, in this case, full Rampart, added with some immunity from Judicator, Dragon Golem utility, and of course a sister for the healing stuff. After those two had the fight, Kamecuba meets Exeter. Kamecuba has a Fiona team with Necro Dungeon Inferno mix. Yeah, the devil is. Maybe we will be surprised, but the devil isn't a good option, especially if you meet Dark Elemental teams. Necro Shenanigans can work fully awakened, fully second awakened Bone Dragon as a tank form, and Fawn to add even more immunity, and Dark Champion for Necro immunity as well. Besides that, he has a Griffinheart team, which is lacking the Commander and the Champion and the Bone Dragon. Maybe just the Death Stacking team to beat Exeter and have the chance to compete for top 3, top 4. And besides that, he has Dragon Matara team, which lashed in the leftovers, Sagal, Angel, some dungeon stuff, and Inferno stuff. So it's a weak third team. So don't forget to bet. And yeah, after that, the Razor Flame has to fight Goodluck. Yeah, probably now Lulu will use his strongest teams, at least that's what I do. And compared to this team, I would say he will use Melodia. Even though Dragon Golem is a super squishy weak tank, and he uses the second awakened Druid form as a tank form, an alternate form. Yeah, I would use this team. And probably Sven will go, Sebo will go with Necro. No, he uses Kazambel, so he didn't wanted to compete at all, because Necro will break the team without any immunity. And utility, it's just, yeah, wrecking stuff while the Dark Champion domain is up.
Look at the waves. Don't they look like cotton candy?
Yeah. No way to win this battle with this team. So, yeah, after that, we will see Comic Cuber versus Exeter. Maybe his no, Cuber's Death Stack team with Yuna will meet his strongest team, which is his Adela team. Pretty common Adela setup, although he don't use Marksman, which can be squishy if you meet opponents with a lot of backline damage, like for example Quetzalcoatl from Tazal team or something else, or backline rippers, and you have your Marksman on the bottom lane or the upper lane, depending on which lanes are open as well. And if you got chargers not into your sister, you're probably losing because everybody else will die instantly, even due to some area of effect damage from chargers which hit the tanks, like the sorceress or faceless, which can add up a lot of area of effect damage and kill squishy backline units as well as a good crit blood, in my opinion, just depending from the team. Although the Razor Flame uses marksman as well, but his marksmen are kinda weak in terms of power, even though he has some high powered units and also his Nagas not fully second awakened, not even fully first awakened, so it's heavily in terms on favor of Goodlad, who will probably meet Sven in the final. So it's then Boragos versus the leftovers from Zevus, probably Fiona or Adela, depending on which of these two will win. Let's check the teams. Doomstick of Death and Adela with second Awakened Naga. So let's go for this and cheer up Exeter. Let's see if I was right. Yeah, Adela versus Fiona. Open lane for Faceless and Evil Sorceress, but they will end up on Judy. Devil already got killed. As expected, yeah, Devil is kinda squishy and weak unit right now. He desperately needs his second awakening, which will come out in the next month. Only missing some other awakening, and now Evil Sorceress and Faces are stuck. Dark Champion got killed, Grim Rider got killed, and now they can Backline can rip on the chargers. But they're still hitting the tanks. Yeah, besides that is a clear win because those chargers can screw backline right now. But if the tanks keep surviving and the backline hitting tanks only, they can die eventually, at least Judy, but she has the Angel Resurrection already or still available, and as well the Angelic Alliance artifact, so he would have had 2 resurrections for the backline. But yeah, wasn't needed, and as expected, a clear victory in that case. Even though Judicator and Sister were kind of misplaced because his sister had to be at the End of the row or the lane. Yeah, now we will see Adela versus Adela, and then let's check. Here's Dazar and the Melodia team. Not fully second awakened Dragon Archer. Some tension immunity from Thorn and Priest added to it. Some high power units, high emblem casting, plus 36 Path of Assassin emblems. Not a bad. Higher than mine. And here we got some. Oh, Wall of Knowledge. Bold choice for a DPS unit, because you need at least 4 units of the same class to get any advantage. And let's see what he has. He has 1 archer and 2 archers, so yeah, the emblems should be switched, or get another Path of Assassin emblem set for the crate. Let's check the Sword Dancer emblems. Plus 36 as well. Not bad. Yeah. But with the second awakening, Dragon Archer should add more damage. And yeah, you should move your DPS emblem set to this unit. So, even though there's a minor power difference, yeah, as I analyzed before, just because of the second awakened Naga, the fight is heavily in favor of Good Lad. After that, probably Litzwen will also use his Fiona setup and spare his Adela for the final fight and win this Clash of Gods number 50 in Tier 2. And then we will see Doom Razor Flame and Exeter competing for rank 3, which is heavily in terms of Doom Razor Flame then. Oh no, we see Adela versus Boragos. So Gudla decided to spare his Adela team for the final fight to be able to beat Sven. And that could force Zebu Sven as well to spare his Adela for the final fight. Yeah. And the Strongcloaks team is holding his ground very well. So far, no unit died. Now the immunity from Judicator procced, which was a very good choice to add the Judicator into this team. And now, oh, Shaman killed the unit. Naga got killed the second time. Oh, in case you missed it, the archers were able to kill the Eagle Guardian, the Berserker's second awakening tank form, which is kinda good team. But now he needs some dead units to enrage his troll to deliver enough damage to get rid of all these units. So let's see what happens. So far, minor HP lead for Team Razorflame. Yeah, now Ice Demon got killed. Troll is rampaging. And now he can finally deliver some damage. So far, Behemoth is still alive. So far, he's dropping a lot. If that's Behemoth, that should be Behemoth. And second HP bar is the Black Guard, or Black Mercenary Guard. Judicator got killed, Shaman still holding, as well as the Dark Elemental from Blood. And Troll delivering damage. But will that be enough? HP bars say no. Behemoth dropping to 0. Getting those immunity proc and needs a lot of heals. And now Thrall throwing boulders like piece of cakes into the team, but the sister, or it was a priest, still healing a lot, and so far he lost only the Naga. Second time, not 2 times, 3 times. And yeah, surprise, surprise, Team Razor Flame won this fight. So it was a bold move to use Buragus, but yeah, was loose in the end, and I lost my bet. Damn you! And now we see in the final fight Team Razor Flame versus Sebu. Team Razor Flame has left his Kazambel team, which is not very great, even with this charger added on the bottom lane. Yeah, so it will be a clear victory for Swen Zebu. That's why I beat on him. And yeah, now he can decide, use my Adela team, or will I use my Fiona team to crush this Tazar team, which has not much Second Awakening stars, only 1 star for the Black Dragon and 2 stars for the Westport, and also he could use his Lulia team. Well, yeah, that's just a guess. And it's Tazar versus Adela. So Seb will use his Fiona team for the final fight. Tazar has an open lane for White Tiger, which will die in a few seconds. Because he's super squishy, yeah, like I said, he's super squishy, as well as Evil Sorceress died and like a fly. And now the Black Line gets wrecked by Angel, Naga, and Marksman. Paladin managed to kill something, Judicator as well. Yeah, nice quick fight. And Fortress is in not that great spot as they were before, but next week we will see Adrian, the new Fortress hero. So yeah, that should help some people or some teams, especially as I heard some people are already working on Tazar adjutant. So they're switching from one Fortress hero to another Fortress hero, and then use the first generation Fortress hero as an adjutant, because Tazar adds or prevents or negates 40% of the enemy healing at level 40, and the Adrian's, was it 4-star or was it one of the spells, add additionally 30% on top, so you have like 40% healing reduce all the time, and then sometimes 30% on top, which is 70%, which adds up, because of course you can add up your healing by some or with some skills, for example for sister or from the priest, yeah, even or with spring emblems, or which add 20% on top. But yeah, you still lose 40 or 70% of the extra healing, which will end up in, maybe if you start with 150% healing and add the spring emblems and then the negates, in case all the 70% hits, you have only 100% healing, which is, yeah, like 40% less overall, coming from the 170% you had at the beginning of the fight. So that's not that bad combination if you get rid of the first generation Fortress hero Aka Tazar and use him as an adjutant and switch to the second generation hero. So yeah, as expected, as I said, now Godlad will fight Exeter for rank 3. Don't screw me again, but he won't, because yeah, Exeter has only his third team available, and Godlad can use his strongest team, his Adela team. So that will be a clear victory. And after that, we will see this, yeah, pretty kind of weak compared to his other teams. Kazambel team versus Sebu's Fiona team, which is pretty decent, with Fawn Immunity, Priest Healing, fully Second Awakened Black Dragon, and some decent Inferno tank and Abyss Lord who can deal also tremendous amount of damage. And not to mention the Dungeon Chargers, aka Faceless and Evil Sorcerers. So let's see how long this fight will last. No open lane for the Sword Dancer. He hits Dragon Golem, but yeah, won't be matter because Naga will slice the upper lane anyway. Yeah, as you can see here, and Arcane Archer helping a lot. Immunity procced from Fawn, except for the Dragon Golem because Fawn ignores his Sage Protection, which is in this case Tower, and Dragon Golem is a Tower unit, so Dragon Golem didn't get the immunity proc, but he has his own separate proc.
I was just a little bit luckier than you. That's all.
And now Naga slicing the weaponized Dragon Turtle, and then the backline is or should be on the run, but yeah, they're not moving. They holding their ground and die. Nice, but still, congratulations, Exeter. You made it into the top 4 as you're new or back into our bracket, into the G2, as well as congrats or congratulations to Cole Mikuba and to Lulu, Atriel, who's also again or back in our tier and managed to get top 8 on the first attempt. And yeah, now we can congratulate Sebu to his Pleasure Quartz win and also the Razor Flame for the second place. And let's hope this bracket, all the servers stick together in the next bracket, which will be in 2 weeks. Yeah, depending on if they switch servers again, because we had servers, was it 11 and 12, which moved into a bracket 2 weeks ago for one bracket, and now they got up or down yet. I didn't follow. I just checked the servers we faced an hour ago and saw that they switched and we're gone. So even though Team Razor Flame has a 2 million power advantage compared to Zevo, as I say, every Pleasure God fights power isn't everything, and nowadays it's kind of fake power also. Because you can add a lot of power through machines, for example, to magic, talent guild, hero stats, of course, and yeah, it's not all about power. Would be glad to check the hero stats, but I can't do that here. You can do it only in crossover friends. I could check him, but I'm not sure if we are friends. So yeah. Otherwise, we could check if and how much kind of a power difference in terms of hero stats between these two opponents is. So no open lanes for no charger, but yeah, pretty favored in terms of Sebu. Also, Casambel is kind of outdated right now, even with a full weaponized Dragon Turtle and full Second Awakened Dragon Archer. Without any immunity here, yeah, you're doomed. So that's why you have effect damage from Evil Sorcerers, for example. Adds a lot of damage because you can negate it. You got new immunity, except the HP locks from Seer, for example, from Mermaid, from Crate. And the kind maybe HP lock like an archer weapon has and provides, but it's nothing compared to a true immunity provided by Fawn. And also Priest is a much better healing unit compared to Mermaid. So as expected, Zevo win this. So congratulations.
She can also feel anger.
Let's check the adjutants using Jagantara. This should be okay, and this should be Mephala. And sadly, we can't check the damage charts. Would be interesting to see how many damage Evil Sorcerers and Phasers delivered, or Abyss Lord, but yeah, not necessary in this case because it was kind of obvious that he will win this. So congratulations, everybody, especially those two who managed to fight for rank 1 and rank 2. Good luck. Congratulations to rank 3, and as I mentioned, those for the top 8 at all. Thanks for watching. Have a nice evening, guys.